early game, wasn't able to carry it on throughout. In top lane, wasn't quite the dominant performance we expected out of Swain.
No, it wasn't, but he did make the difference in team fights, but it definitely wasn't. You do see them typically in the mid lane where they can burst a little bit more and help with the ganks. In top lane, he didn't really have that much of help getting ganks. Of course, you had Bromane on Jax on the second time in a row. Jax doesn't have the greatest ganking potential, especially when you're going against a Zac or a Trundle. Or Trundle even, Trundle even has better ganking potential than a Jax. But as I say that, we're getting very quickly into these picks and bans.
Well, you do get so much mobility, and especially if you take something like Predator on the Jax, you are just able to jump so far across the lane, just run straight up, knock someone down, boom the other just like that. But already, once again, so many more jungle bans coming out once again. Zac banned away. That does still leave Skarner on the table if anyone's willing to pick it.
Very much so. Skarner and Olaf, two junglers that have made it through ban. Sejuani as well, and not been picked either. So that's very interesting. And they want to focus over on the side of Washington on Conrectus. They have been prioritizing him this entire time, and they're picking up the Jhin this time. Braum going to be taken away. Broming back on Jax for the third time, and I hope this is the charm for him.
I mean, it works eventually. It certainly is not the early game pressure you need. It was proven in that last match. LU needs aggressive early lanes, especially on that ADC role. That's going to keep them in this match. But game one, it didn't happen. Game two happened just a little bit better. See if it really starts to come through in game number 3.
Yeah, Bakatar picking up the Skarner this time around. And we've been talking about it for all 3 games thus far. Skarner has been making it through. And Bakatar going to go in onto that Skarner, take that, more than likely, take that Predator, get that Righteous Glory, and just charge into the face of whoever he needs to put it on the Stinger. Thresh also going to be locked in this time for Yoruha, who's going to be changing up the game a little bit from that Braum, who is now going to be playing into with full stop going on to that one.
Look at the amount of engaged potential on Wash U. There's no TK to save this Caitlyn. There's no Morgana to save this Caitlyn. If anyone gets onto this Caitlyn, she is just gone. And there is still the top laner, there's still the mid laner to go through here. LU, I think they finally need to get Burgundy onto someone he's comfortable with in the mid lane. That Vladimir game was not pretty at any point in the laning phase. No. It helped out a little bit later when 5 people are standing on top of each other on top of Baron. Yeah, he got stuff done, but you can't lose the mid lane that hard.
Yeah, very much so. We saw Tomo go completely aggressive on Burgundy from the very beginning, and it wasn't until late game where things started going in favor for the entirety of Laurentian that Burgundy mist started popping off a little bit more. But by that point, you don't want the ideal situation. You don't want to have to wait for your team to get to that point, for you to get to that point. So definitely want to see something a little bit different. Corki and Galio both banned out, as is Echo. So a lot of focus on potential mid laners, as we see the last ban for Washington St. Louis coming out, and that is going to be an Anivia. So another mid lane ban, this time a control mage that can clear and roam.
Yeah, the Anivia pick is also seen as a bit of a soft counter. If he picks off one of your members, just throw a wall. He's not going to get that far. That being said, still a lot of options available. We've seen the Talia on and off throughout competitive play, but maybe a bit of a callback to the Shen. Yeah, I believe it was Solid Gold, the match number 1 who had this pick.
Yeah, I did. I was going against...
And the exact same matchup.
Yeah, I was going against the Singe, so there's that.
Time for nothing to happen.
Do expect Singe to just run around, be annoying, just like he did in the game number 1, while Shin sits up there, waits for someone to yell "Stand United," and he Stand Uniteds to them. So, yeah, like you said, nothing going to happen too much. While Tomo this time going on to Syndra, and still kind of questionable with that Syndra pick.
Yeah, especially when you do leave the counter pick available, I want to be able to take into it. As this would be the flip around. It was match number 1 where Burgundy Mist was going forward with the Syndra, feeling like he needed to be the carry threat that game. Obviously, didn't really pan out that much, but
no.
Okay.
All right, going with the Ari. So gonna go, yeah, more of a
I like how we both had the exact same reaction to me as we're just like, no, get that back to season 6. I don't want to see that anymore.
I don't think anybody. I don't think Burgundy Mist would want to see that, because I'm pretty sure Syndra would just bop him and then shut him completely down. But Ari, a little bit more of a mobile champion. Obviously, Ezreal is too, but Ari has the more.
Ari's vaguely meta. Ezreal mid lane is not anymore.
At
Please
all.
get out.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. So going for that assassination in that mid lane, possibly. Actually, there's a lot of dive on the side of Laurentian right now.
It does give a little bit of early pressure over to Burgundy, and it does turn this into a lot more of a skill-based matchup, especially with the Ignite early for Ari. And it does also just turn into a race of who can hit 6 first, because if Ari gets level 6 way before Syndra, maybe like an extra wave, you have so much more engage potential. Where Syndra on the other side, you just press R at level 6, you get a kill normally.
Yeah,
But I think that with these two characters, with Ari versus Syndra, it's really going to snowball one way or the other, where somebody has to find the advantage. Someone has to get the pushing advantage and either turn that into kills, or what I'd like to see is turning that into a lead elsewhere. Because one thing I have not seen is a mid laner leave mid lane before the laning phase ends.
Yeah, which is very interesting based on the meta, where you do see a lot of this wave clear in the meta, with especially sometimes taking minion dematerializers and just pushing it a little bit faster and then roaming to the bot side. Both of these champions can do that, but so could the other champions previously as well. Maybe besides Vladimir, considering his wave clear is not the greatest unless you use Tides of Blood to get in the face of everybody, of the minions, and then also your enemy champion or enemy laner. So I do expect to see that a little bit more, and we do see Tomo taking out the cleanse this time around, anticipating the aggressiveness of Burgundy Mist, landing those charms, and not to mention Bromane, if he ganks, also have a get out of jail free card for that as well.
Yeah, the first two picks he was on this match, one of which was the Burgundy with the Syndra. Game number 1 didn't seem entirely comfortable on it. Game number 2, Vladimir, didn't seem entirely comfortable on it. The RA is something that's definitely a little bit more out of the meta, but hopefully it's something that Burgundy is a little bit more confident on. And sometimes when you're in this kind of elo, when you're in these kind of competitions where you're not like fighting for the national championship, but you're still fighting with something at stake, you can afford to just go back to raw comfort. And when the chips are down, when the decks are stacked against you, that's exactly what you need in your corner.
Yeah, very much so, and I'm anxious to see how this one goes. The game number 3, JV. This is, I believe, round of 32. I think. I actually don't remember, but either way, both of these teams fighting for their survival in this tournament right now to get to the finals in Huntington Beach, the CSL finals in Huntington Beach, California. My name is Joshua Fegas Quest. I am here with Steven Return Johnson. Before we get into the game, we're going to give a quick shout out to our social medias. You can, of course, follow us on Twitter with the Twitter hashtag, or Twitter @ down below us. You can also hit !casters in the chat to look at to get our direct links and just click on it there. You can also go hit !Discord in the chat to get the Discord link to join the community, be part of our community, be part of our community games, game nights, things like that. Have your voice heard if there's any sort of errors or anything happening in the community. We like to know, so join there and let us know. You can also follow C Star League on Twitter. It's been a long day, by the way. You can also follow C Star League on Twitter at twitter.com/C Star League and twitter.com/CSLLOL. And of course on Facebook at facebook.com/C Star League. And of course, go over to our YouTube. You can check out our VODs, anything you missed, anything the shows or the matches that you want to go back and look at. youtube.com/C Star League. Also want to give a shout out to Twitch for helping grow the collegiate community for years. Wouldn't be here without them. So give them some love over on facebook.com/Twitch and twitter.com/Twitch as well. So we get into game number 3. Again, best of 3. This is it. One of these teams are going to go home, and better luck next year.
Yeah, one of them will still be moving on to play UBC, University of British Columbia B team, in those, I believe, it will be the round of 16. So you got to get to the round of 4 if you want to get that trip directly to Huntington Beach. So still quite a few worthy adversaries in their way. But nevermore, there's still going to be a match to get through here today, because one match, it's going to decide who moves on and who goes right on home. Big change for me in this lineup from game 1 to game 3. Bakatar back on the Game King jungler.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that one. That's something that's been missing this entire time. I mean, we've had Zach in game number 1, obviously. Yeah, Trundle, yeah, not so much of the ganking jungler as you said, but Skarner very much so. Skarner, Sejuani, Olaf. I mean, Olaf can kind of be a ganking jungler in the way that he just ganks, throws his undertow, and then kills you afterward because you can't stop him with the Ragnarok. But Sejuani and Skarner have both been making it through both pick and ban phase. This time, we are going to finally see a Skarner on the Rift, and I am excited to see Bakatar's interpretation of that one, because he did very well on the Zac. And I would assume similar results with the Skarner.
Yeah, very defensive start here coming out from Tomo. Has elected to go for the cleanse into the Ignite of Ari. Neither of them are sporting the Summoner Spellbook, so they will be sticking with those Summoner Spells for the duration of the game. And it's definitely very telling, especially into the Jax plus the Ahri, sure, you do have outplay potential on both of them, but it's showing that there's still a little bit of doubt at the back of Tomo's mind. He wants that extra security of just hitting the F key and getting on out.
Yeah, very much so. As we get into a pause here, I don't know if they show items for you. They do not for me, but we do see
no items.
Yeah, no items yet. So no one's been able to get into the game and actually do anything yet. Bromane, he is going back onto that Conqueror Keystone. We have seen. Okay, so this is the thing. He actually has 2 tanks working with right now. I think he might have had a tank in game number 1. I actually don't remember. I think it was actually a Thresh. Yoruha is actually going to go back onto that Thresh. Thresh, not a huge tank, of course. He does absorb a little bit of damage, but what I'm saying is...
He's not a tank. Thresh is a playmaking champion. You take him when you either, have a lot of confidence that you can take over this bottom lane, land some good hooks, and I mean, with the Jhin, you land one thing, you're going to land a whole lot. Or B, you're taking him for that mid-game playmaking ability, especially when you combo that with something like the Skarner with Bakatar, because you're able actually to impale Skarner ulti, plus throw out the W from Thresh Lantern, and you're able to drag somebody incredible lengths. So anyone locked down is going to be going for quite a ride.
Yeah, very much so. But the main thing I was getting at was that Bromane, we've been seeing him build tank last 2 games. He might not have to do that this time around. When you have solid gold and you have a full stop going on to Shin and Braum respectively, 2 big front lines that I think Bromane might give himself a little bit of reprieve and possibly use that Conquer Keystone as an offensive stat rather than, I guess a supplemental defensive. I don't really know what he's using it for.
I'm not convinced on it. I don't think he's actually looking at that. I think his way of playing Jax is just build tank. That being said, certainly it's a possibility, but he doesn't really seem to be taking into consideration the exact circumstance. He just likes beef. He just likes to be a big, beefy boy, let his carries do the work, and if that's going to be the case again, he needs carries that deal damage. So he needs to get them there.
Yeah, very much so.
Especially, once again, against the ganking jungler.
Yeah, we haven't seen that too much in game number 1 or 2. He hasn't had that much effect in lane. In fact, the highlight of this game came at the last 5 minutes of game number 2, where he stole the Baron away. That's what won the game. And then, of course, the following fights, team fights that happened to stagger the death timers of Washington St. Louis. Bromane, he hasn't been as effective in this jungle as I feel like definitely as his team wanted him to, but it definitely as he wants to as well. And this time we're going to see a line of scrimmage. No flash is going to be blown early on this time around. Only 1 ward being laid down.
Yeah. I wonder if I call this one a line of scrimmage coming out of...
Yeah, it's a little wonky, isn't it?
Well, it's actually just a group on the bot side. Definitely a very defensive move, trying to keep Bromane's bot side jungle protected. But this is kind of what you do when you expect an enemy invade to be coming in. But unless they think Burgundy Mist is going to walk in like 1v2, Class is going to walk in 1v2, there's not really much they're going to get out of this, and they're going to get absolutely no vision back in response. So definitely a very risky call. Doesn't tend to pay off, and hasn't really paid off here for Wash U. But I mean, it's just a level 1. It's just the early jungle clears we're talking about here. So not exactly the game going over just yet.
So Bromane, he has had a kind of an affinity for invading, even without vision sometimes. Now there is a ward over on the blue side of Bakatar, which lets Bromane know that Bakatar is going to be starting on his red side. Might be seeing Bromane go over and try to invade on the blue, thinking that he might be able to outduel Skarner level 1 or 2.
Yeah, for that one, watch the mid lane. The mid lane pushing game is going to tell you a lot about what Bromane's going to be able to do. Because if Ahri is able to effectively and consistently outshove Tomo, there is no real way that Bakatar could ever contest him in the jungle. Because whenever the two get in a fight, Burgundy will be the first person there. But I mean, Tomo certainly has the ability to push right on back.
And he does, but a lot of damage being put onto Tomo right now as Burgundy tries to throw down all of his spells, Orb of Deception and the Foxfire. Getting also that Electrocute. Let's keep that in mind that the combo is going to be hurting from Burgundy Mist as he takes the Electrocute, getting a little bit more burst onto his 3-hit combo. But we do see Bromane working his way up to the red buff, which means he is not going to be invading. As you said, there's really no shoving.
He went for a full clear on the bottom side, so he is trying to hard farm out. Doesn't want to go for too many early invades.
Look at Crab.
He's just going for vision. He knows that you do not chase a Singe, and that's a great thing with Singe in the top lane. If you know you're not going to run into somebody immediately, that you might pass by someone in the jungle, they either have to stop what they're doing to chase you, meaning that Bromane's jungle is effectively slowed down, and even in that case, you're not really likely to catch a Singe this early on in the game. He is still incredibly elusive. or you just let him go your own way and he still takes vision. So it's a lot of these no-win situations where Singe really starts to shine on through, but it does look like Roman's at least doing a decent job of tracking so far this game. Does call out exactly where Bakhtar is, but he's going to be looking for the first bit back.
Yeah, very much so. Tomo dodging out a charm in mid lane. There is the mana advantage going over to Tomo right now. I don't know if Burgundy Mist actually took mana flow ban, maybe affecting him right now. Of course, I don't have the stats up on her, but it is very low. But also been spamming quite a bit too, just to do a little bit of damage to Tomo, but it's not having too much an effect as Tomo still has both of his health pots in his arsenal. Just a lot of skills being thrown out really by Burgundy Mist, but it's making him go very low on mana. But meanwhile, we do see Tomo going back. Really early back, actually. It's very interesting. Doesn't have too much, but going to be picking up Tier Goddess, so stacking that one up as fast as possible.
Yeah, I want to say Burgundy Mist is actually going to opt into that one, or if he's going to opt into Lost Chapter, because Lost Chapter picked up here for Burgundy would actually be a fairly sizable swing in his advantage, because the tier is good for long-term mana saving and scaling up, which means every time you back, you're going to get more in the pocket, all that kind of stuff. But the Lost Chapter gives you more now, and that would definitely Ignite and Lost Chapter versus Cleanse and Tier the Goddess give the immediate advantage over to Burgundy. And it does look like he will be building towards that Lost Chapter, so keep your eyes on Burgundy. He's putting himself in the perfect situation to really break out of this game. And, I mean, the Drake Gods have blessed us once again with another Infernal, so, I mean, we'll have to see if another one of these early game leads can go anywhere for Wash U.
Burgundy already starting that one with the Amplifying Tone, which means he already has the AP advantage in that mid lane, considering the stats for Tier of Goddess do not add to anything offensively except for spamming abilities. So Burgundy Misty is going to be dishing out a little bit more damage if he does land those abilities while he spams. And yeah, Lost Chapter. He definitely needs something to sustain himself because he ran out of mana extremely quickly, but knew he was going to go back early on anyway. So we're going to keep a very close eye. This is actually the closest laning phase we've had thus far.
Yeah, so far no lanes getting too heavy an advantage. And it's because most of them, except for the top lane, which, I mean, just forget about the top lane, it's basically a 4v4 the rest of the map. The other two lanes are going shot for shot. Jhin and Caitlyn is the normal matchup. That's how you go back and forth in the bot lane. Both of them with very exceptional range, and both of them with an incredibly good poke/siege ability. Mid lane, two very skirmishy, almost assassin-esque mages that want to get back and forth, so a good amount of respect being put there. And on top of that, this is the final game in the set. In order to make it to those finals, in order to have any shot whatsoever, you gotta win this game here and now. And everyone's really afraid that, oh, if we make that one mistake, it is over. Speaking of which, though, level 6s both hit in the mid lane at basically the exact same time. So, yeah, this lane might be about to get a lot more interesting.
Yeah, and of course, if they don't do that to themselves in the mid lane, we do expect to see some shoving going on from both sides and possibly going down to the bot lane as Burgundy Mist already making his way over there. Maybe walking over a ward. I don't know if that ward in the Dragon Pit can actually see him, but he's just going to...
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but he's going to go back anyways.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be seen in that bush right to the bottom of the mid lane, so...
Right.
I like where his head's at. He just needs to find the one time where he can actually pull it off. Bot lane already had backed. And against a Jhin plus a Thresh, especially if there can be a preliminary play where Bromane goes down too, you can blow some of their flashes. And the best thing is, once you get one or two of those plays, and once you blow enough things, hit them with the 5-man squad. Ari plus a Shen have so much roaming ability that you can turn a 2v2 into a 5v2 just like that.
Yeah, not to mention the Foxfire, or no, sorry, the Spirit Rush does put him in a very good position if you do ult onto Burgundy Mist. Good position for taunts afterward from Solid Gold, so we're going to see how that one works out as Burgundy Mist maybe getting aggressive here. He's actually going to go in. There is the Spirit Rush, but here comes Stand United as well. Bakhtar flashing in, trying to get a stun. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Burgundy Mist makes it out just fine, not blowing any summoners.
Not sure why the cleanse came out from Tomo either. There wasn't anything to cleanse away unless he thought he got ignited.
Must be a reaction.
Yeah, probably just like a, oh, I see a bunch of lights on me, press F.
Yeah, essentially.
But yeah, even so, nothing burned just yet that could leave him open to ganks, or more likely does open up that bottom lane path for Burgundy. There are no wards that could catch him if he went down to this bottom side. We gotta keep in mind that Solid Gold did have to burn the ultimate to save, or at least pretend to save Burgundy Mist life there on that bottom side of the map. And now, yeah, look at all of this invasion coming on over. Bromane, he wants to be in on this side of the map.
Bromane actually starting in onto the Infernal Drake right now. This is similar to what he did last time, where he snuck a Drake, saw that Bakatar was not around the Drake pit, so going to be seen.
Top lane.
Yeah, he's going to go
Here
top
Burgundy.
lane. Yeah, Burgundy, he's going to throw down the smite, slow him down. Solid Gold is going to flash away. Crab actually going to dive this one. They're going to full out dive this one.
Really risky.
Yeah, impale onto the shin, but now Burgundy misses up there. This might be turned around. First blood does go over to Bakatar, but he does go down in favor to Burgundy Miss, and now Red Buff is going to slow down Crab. That's a double kill for Burgundy Miss, along with the Drake over to Bromane and company. So big win for LU.
Huge W there for LU. Not only do they get the drag, not only do they get those 2 kills in the top, but it's just everything coming together, and that mid lane roam is all where it starts. I'm gonna be able to find the shot on Yushara, but also he's going to miss the hook as well, so certainly correct this. Without the jungler support from Wash U, it's certainly looking a lot sketchier, and LU definitely holding their own basically all across the map.
Oh, and even stopping the back, so the backs are going to be desynchronized on that bot side for Washington St. Louis. So that is a big red flag. Quest and Full Stop will have a little bit of an advantage as far as health bars due to that backing. Here, Ruha has to take a little bit more time to get his items. Meanwhile, Full Stop already has upgraded his Relic Shield, but they're actually going to go back anyways. 1050 on the side of Quest, so he's going to pick up a little bit of something. Not quite a Zeal, but he's going to be finishing up his Berserker Greaves, get a little bit more of attack speed under that BF sword as well. And now we're back to kind of a status quo with everyone just farming. We do see Bakatar on the bot side and Bromane on the top side. Can't really gank this Singe though very effectively.
Yeah, it's once again, just consider it a 4v4 at this point.
Yeah.
With a Singe, you can occasionally ulti away. That being said, though, with the drag taken down, that puts a lot more pressure on LU to get this bot lane tower to start moving this duo around. They can do some damage if you give them time, but already Bakatar is on the bottom lane. Game number 1, he single-handedly broke apart with all of his ganks. Game number 3 might be the same way, but if he can find the play.
Oh, is he going to get it? Quest, he's walking up there. There's the impale. What is he doing? What?
Okay, no.
All right.
You have to hit it during the... I think they actually listened to my... Alright, I'll explain later, but I already identified the top side.
Yeah, bro, okay, Bromane is on the top side, seeing that Bakatar was on the bot side. Crab, is he going to go down? He is. Solid Gold going to pick up that one. So a little bit of mechanical misplay. Hit up that bot side. I want to know what happened there.
Okay, so I made this exact comment earlier, and I probably didn't realize that I was actually doing some interim coaching for Wash U. But the idea is, if you click on the lantern while you're channeling your impale, there's a very short channel time. You take the lantern and pull someone back. Once you've pulled somebody, you cannot click on that lantern. So that is exactly what Bakatar tried to do. Wasn't quite successful with it.
Yeah, and that was not the only option there. He completely caught Quest by surprise. Did get a flash out of Quest, but that's not the goal whenever you put them on the Stinger. To get the impale onto an ADC, you want to get that kill. So misplay for sure. And now another objective taken up by LU.
Yeah, trying to go once more onto the bottom side, but yeah, LU is just having such a decent time pushing on back and with the mid lane pressure. But Bakatar, he sees Burgundy, no ultimate though.
No, he doesn't have impale, just used it on the bot side, so that's a shame for him. Burgundy Miss just going to make it out. Spirit Rush just fine. And Washington St. Louis, they're having trouble getting a foot on this map right now, or at least a stronghold on this map, I should say.
Yeah, every single game, Bakatar just feels less and less relevant as these games go on, and like he hasn't shown up in mid lane at all. Actually, neither jungler really made much of an impact on the middle lane. Probably about one gank apiece, but outside of that, definitely leaving it up to their own lanes to really come on through. And game number 1, basically LU gave their lanes no ability to play through the laning phase. Game number 2, they gave them some ability and they were able to pull it back with a little bit of misfortune on the other end of the stick. And game number 3, they're all holding their own in lane. Advantage on the bot side, disadvantage definitely in the mid lane, and whatever you want to call top lane on the top lane, it's still going pretty even. And it's now those small decisions, those small little macro choices, like the Burgundy Miss roaming up to the top lane, that is tilting the game ever so slightly in LU's favor, but the laning phase can't last forever, and they do have to convert this into team fighting success. with hopefully that first tower, but they're on the bot side now.
Yeah, Bromane, he is going hard onto Yuruha here, as he is going to be stunned up and taken down. Who's going to pick up the kill? That is going to be Bromane picking up that kill, who, by the way, is going that tanky... yeah, that was a flash. That was a flash by Full Stop.
That was a flash in place.
That was a flash in place by Full Stop. Itchy trigger fingers. Third game. Nerves are at an all-time high, I can only assume. And now there's a flash. Bakatar finally getting something good here with his Impale, but a Stand United coming out. Solid Gold's down there. Burgundy missed. He has been doing so well making it out, but he actually goes down. Oh, Spirit Rushing actually into the wrong direction. Tomo picking up that kill even through the taunt, and now it is 4 men strong in the mid lane for Washington St. Louis.
Great prediction play coming out of Tomo. Able to predict the rush away. Doesn't matter whether he gets stunned or ulted or not. Burgundy still goes down. Great way to finally convert on that. Does trade 1-for-1 kills, but the tower dropping for LU on the bottom portion of the map is still very impactful, getting all that extra gold onto their side. Pushing up a little bit on the mid lane, but I don't expect too dreadfully much to come out of this one.
No, not yet. And I think I just saw the Rift Herald on the bot side, so I think it would just died on that inner bot lane turret, I should say. Nice route onto Solid Gold, just going to keep him from backing, but the next Drake is going to be the Infernal Drake.
Yahara wasn't confident enough to fall the one all the way through. Could have looked for the kill, but doesn't want to take it over. Wants to save his life for one thing or another, but now that Infernal Drake is on the board, and that will be a second very impactful dragon if it goes on to LU.
Very much so, as they got the first one. They definitely
5 people here.
Could use a second one. Yeah, that is for sure. Stand United is not up, but the teleport is from Solid Gold. So he's actually going to be sticking into that top side. Split push as much as possible. Crab is down on the around the Dragon Pit, actually, with his allies, so he's not going to get any pressure put onto him on that top side. As we see Laurentian, they're completely backing off from this Drake, and now I don't know why they're doing this. I really feel like they could fight here, but they're just going to go with the split push and give up this first Infernal Drake for Western St. Louis.
The split push was the immediate strategy on the board, but it is far from the most effective thing you can be doing right there.
Yeah.
That was a very easy way to get 2 Infernal Dragons on your side of the board with the gold advantage, but they just pass it up completely.
Yeah, questionable moves being made every now and then. If we see some flashes happening here and there. And yeah, I think it's honestly just nerves. Both these teams, they want to go to the CSL Finals and play live at Huntington Beach, California. And I would assume that nerves are just getting to them. They're making making rash decisions, playing extremely conservative. This is a very low kill count game compared to the last two.
It's very easy to make a gutsy call when you know, oh, we still got 1 game left. No matter what, we got a game 3 in the back pocket. But now there is none. You have to live with whatever mistakes you make here for the rest of your, or maybe not the rest of your careers. Yeah, this might not be the most amazing match you'll ever play in their life, but it's certainly something that could weigh heavily, especially if this is the sort of game that ends your season. So certainly riding high in the back of everyone's mind, but that will finally be the lane swap up to the top lane that we've been waiting for quite a while out of LU. They still are riding high on their 1 Infernal Drake opposed to the 1 Infernal Drake of that opposite side of Washington U. The bot lane's honestly been a little bit quieter than I expected. I mean, you have 3 kills going on back and forth, but I was expecting like gank. I haven't actually seen Yohara leave Jin's side yet. Expected him to go mid lane. And yeah, it feels like everyone's playing very conservatively this match.
Yeah, the most action we've seen thus far is in the top side, which is really interesting considering we've been talking about that being an island. It's been a 4v4 map, but the top side has been the biggest point of contention for both sides. Might be seeing a little bit of a different, I guess maybe more members, because the top side is now the focus on both teams, as we see rotations coming out with Crab picking up or split pushing the bot side. Solid Gold going down to meet him. He does have Stand United up this time around, so he can get up to the top side if he needs to. Bromane is making his way up there while Bakatar is actually backing off, so looks like priorities being put on different areas of the map right now. But
yeah, but now you are seeing right here, with only the Jax as your engage, the rest of the LU squad is so scared to actually try to make engage play, because they know one death going over and they're back to where they were every single match, in the losing position. And unfortunately, when you're 2K ahead, you need to find ways to extend that lead. You have an Ahri, you have a Caitlyn. Sure, you are in the power trap now with Caitlyn, where you're between like that first and third item, where you're not really at the top of your game, but you're not going to scale up too much further. You need to make this work now.
Yeah, it's to the point where they're being too conservative and not pulling the trigger when they could actually do that. So both teams just want to make it out. But hold on, Burgundy missed. He is going to be pulling the trigger, landing everything that he possibly can, but the nice shield onto him from that Seraph's Embrace. Is it going to be enough? It is not. There's a flash from Burgundy Mist, able to pick up that kill. Finally, some single solo action in the mid lane.
The classic, my shield is bigger than yours strat. Seraph's Embrace is one thing, but a Shen is a... Honestly, with this 4v4 gameplay right now, you could probably be forgiven for forgetting that there's actually a Shen involved in this matchup, but it does tend to come through at the perfect times right on at the end. But you gotta also think, with that fight, sure, there's a kill going over Burgundy, but there wasn't really an advantage game. They didn't push a tower, they didn't roam around, and that was even an additional member, Solid Gold, burning the flash. So they'll still have to find ways to make that gold count, and that just means more and more plays coming on through.
Yeah, we're seeing the solo lane prowess as far as their farming abilities for these teams, because it's the quietest game that we've seen, and both teams are itemizing themselves very quickly because of the amount of gold that they're able to get just from pure farming here, especially in the mid and the bot side. Though, look in the jungle, Bromane is still heavily out farming Bakatar. Bakatar was so pressuring in the first game, and that's kind of how he countered that big farm from Bromane. Hold on, gank on the bot side. Crab, he may be in trouble. The taunt is not going to keep him there for too long. Charm has a couple more seconds. Burgundy missed, trying to get in position for it. Is he going to be able to land it? He does. Is it going to be enough? And that's followed by a taunt, and that is more than likely going to be a kill. No! Flash out from Crab. He's going to make it.
That's the cardinal sin of League of Legends. You don't chase the singed.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, they're going to lose more than they gained off of that. They've got to try to take this bot lane tower, because if they do not, they have gotten absolutely nothing off this play, and they're going to lose even more.
Yeah, full stop. He is suppressed. He is on the stinger, I should say. Tomo picking up that kill. This is Washington St. Louis trying to get back into the game, trying to take advantage of the missteps of LU here. But there's only one kill. I don't think they did pick up that mid lane turret as well.
Look at top lane.
Oh yeah, Bakatar. Bakatar's on a ward though.
Yeah, he's still going very slowly. Gonna be hard to get him out.
Alright, he's just gonna go out, so false alarm.
Yeah.
Just gonna back
Unlucky.
off. Yeah, right.
No Impale, no Thresh Lantern. Not gonna try the combo again.
Yeah, he used the Impale earlier, but there were turrets traded there. That was actually the inner bot turret traded for the outer mid turret, so still hard to say who actually won that exchange, but regardless, it is still a 2k gold advantage over for Laurentian right now, as that is actually closed just a little bit with that second turret for Washington taking on that top side. Man, really back and forth, but very, like I said, just a little bit more conservative, a little bit more slow-paced, methodical, if you want to go that route for both teams here, as the Drake is going to be up in just a couple seconds here. Crab is making sure he gets some pressure with that Skarner Shrine. Is going to be the Mountain Drake, and that is something that both teams would want, especially with how slow the game is, the lack of team fights.
Yeah.
That means the objectives are going to be even more important here.
Yeah, ironically, in what should be the earliest game of all three, this is looking like the cleanest from both sides. Not in the fact that no one made any mistakes, but in the fact that just nobody has died. Only 8 people have died at the 21-minute mark is uncharacteristically quiet for this sort of game. So that could definitely be changing, as 10 members are all around this Mount Drake. Completely split up though. Tomo's on the wrong side.
Yeah, Bakatar, he goes in, but by himself. He speeds himself up. Solid Gold picking up that kill. Bakatar had nowhere to go. That smite pressure off, and now Crab is down as well. LU, they just waited for that moment when Bakatar is going to get that full head of steam and just to lead him.
Washu made that play so rushed. Tomo literally did not do anything that entire fight. He walked around, threw 1Q, 1E combo, but by that time the fight was already decided.
Yoruha also going down on the after the fact of the Dragon, so big pickup for Laurentia as they're grouping in the mid lane. They want some turrets now. They're not going to go to Baron. Are they going to Baron?
They could try.
This is a very early Baron.
I have seen this before with the red goes to the Baron right now.
All right.
And let's see if LU can toss one back.
Curtain call is down. Bakatar is up. And the Baron is going down relatively quickly, but Tomo on the other side. Smite is available. There it is. There's the Baron going over to Laurentia.
Do they fight?
Yeah, this is Bakatar trying to get in the face once again. He still has, by the way, the Impale. They're going to pull back full stop with the fling from Crab. So they do get 1 kill out of this one. Does Washington St. Louis. But the big story, the big Baron going over to Laurentia, and they're taking control of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they have now brought themselves to the largest advantage they've had all series. 3.5K going their way. Now they need to actually operate on it. They've had the goal lead the entirety of the match, but it feels like they're getting advantages whenever Wash U are unable to make something happen, whenever Wash U are the ones bashing their own heads into a wall. And it needs to be the initiative from LU. And I mean, they did do it one time. They threw 2 people down the bottom side of the map. They need to do it, but make it work.
Yeah, very much so, as Tomo is just going to pick up his blue buff. And now, this is Laurentia's game to push. They do have a Mountain Drake to get a little bit more damage onto those turrets. And of course, they have the Baron empowered minions as well. But so far, really no grouping. This is really interesting. They should be grouping in the mid lane, but they are still split pushing Crab. He's not going to be doing anything to these minions with his Poison Mist. With the Baron empowerment, it's actually going to be a very hard time for Crab. One of the easiest ways to stop the split push of a Singed, just get Baron empowered minions. Pretty much shuts him down completely, as we see he's having a lot of difficulty taking out those minions.
Yeah, especially if you, I know this isn't quite the meta anymore, but if you do Banner of Command, because Banner of Command blocks out all magic damage.
Right.
Singed is all magic damage, unless it's auto-attacks that thing to death, you're not clearing them anytime soon. And finally, with the Baron empowered minions, they are finally going to be able to get a successful siege. And all it could take now is one good pick from LU to just break this game wide open. And I'm not sure if they found it just yet, but they're getting close.
There's actually a 1-3-1 split push right now. Solid Gold and Romaine on the top and bot side respectively here, while the rest of the contenders of LU, Laurentia,
yeah, they're trying.
Shove in.
They're trying to squeeze down Wash U as much as they can, but is it going to be enough? They find back throw once again, but here comes their counter.
Yeah, there is a nice hook coming out. Curtain Call following up as well, but Yuruha has the flash out, still going to go down. That was the ignite from Burgundy Mist, and now full stop, he's flashing out of harm's way. So that has 3 turrets taken during this Baron empowerment thus far. 2 mid and 1 in the top. And Romaine, he is still continuing his split push on the bot side. Now there are 4 strong. Now that Stand United is used for Laurentian in the mid lane.
Tomo getting so close to being the hero that they need, but 2 members now. Wash U.
Oh, Romaine!
He's not done just yet. He's making that Conqueror.
No, yeah, Conqueror gonna come up huge here, taking out Bakatar. Did not have his Impale, double kill onto Crab. This is exactly what I think he's been wanting to do all 3 games thus far. Wait until this moment when he has the at least Triforce with his Cinder Hulk and being able to take advantage of that Conqueror. Very nicely played by Bromaine. They're gonna take out another turret. This time the bot lane inhibitor, flash and a taunt onto Tomo. Quick cleanse though, gonna keep him safe along with the flash, but the inhibitor is down. Bromaine though, flash and a leap strike gonna take out and finish up Tomo there. And now they're gonna rotate into the mid side, pick up the mid lane inhibitor turret after picking up the bot lane inhibitor itself. This is a big push for Laurentia. Baron empowered minions are down now. There's no more Baron empowerment, which means they're gonna back off. They don't have as much pressure. They don't have as many waves right now that they can push with. So they're just gonna back up, regroup, and possibly push for 1 more wave because 2 inhibitors are down now.
I mean, yeah, 2 inhibitors will absolutely cripple a team. They cannot leave this base for a huge amount of time. Sure, the only neutral objective up in the next time is going to be the Windrake, minute 20. Not the biggest thing to give over right now, but 3rd inhibitor, that's practically the game right there. And once again, this is the end of the season if Wash U loses this game right here. Throughout this entire series, this is the first game they've actually been like on the back foot. Every other game, they have been solidly in control for the better part of it, but this is the one that counts. This is the one that's going to matter.
Very much so, and the winner of this game will be going on to face UBC, prominent team in the varsity leagues, wants to be prominent in the junior varsity as well in the round of 16. So a lot at stake here. Not only get yourself some attention by beating out the former world champions, but also, oh, nice hook by Yuruha. Gonna be able to catch Solid Gold through the taunt. He's actually
so big though.
He is so tanky. Has the stone plate and the adaptive helm helping him out here. 2-man stun with the counter strike by Bromaine. He himself is also pretty tanky as well, and that is going to be a double kill for Bromaine. Burgundy Mist using that Zanya is gonna stay alive along with the Stand United, keeping him alive as well. Correctus flashing to get that 4th shot, not going to do it, and that is.
Bromane might have just won them the game right there off of that play.
Yeah, he may have. There are super minions in the base here. Not much wave clear in the favor of Washington St. Louis, but just enough. Correctus does have, of course, his flashing grenades, his dancing grenades, but still a lot of poke going down onto these Nexus turrets. Quest is there, just auto-attacking, getting a little bit damage every now and then. There's the first Nexus turret going down. That might be the only Nexus turret going down, as the death timers are still low. Correctus actually with that last shot able to hit Burgundy Mist, and that completely forces, I should say, Laurentian to disengage from this siege.
Yeah, but that was an incredibly greedy play there, going for the end instead of the top.
Yeah.
Because without a doubt, that was the easy 3rd inhibitor down if they went for it, but they pressed on the Nexus. They tried to end it all, and now this is going to give time for, I believe, all of WashU's inhibitors to come back up. This is giving them that last shot at the game, and Baron, it's only 50 seconds away, and if there's one thing WashU is sure about, it's that games can be thrown very quickly with a bad Baron call.
Yeah, very much so, and that might be.
They are experts in that field.
Oh, that's harsh. But at the same time, last game.
It works for them too because they know how to do it now.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
And with that being said, though, Bromane is 3 levels ahead of Bakatar, so he does have a huge smite priority over Bakatar. And
Bromane is just the carry right now.
Yeah, he is 802.
He is finally the AD Jax that he has wanted for so desperately long. He heard us shit talking in his Jax, why is this guy not going Predator? Why is this guy going not going damage? He's just making it work now, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
It is the long con for Bromane on this one, but regardless,
the classic sandbag 2 games in a row.
Lead them into a false sense of hope. Yeah, it wasn't half. He did secure that Baron in the last game, and I was essentially secure the win as well.
cannot 1v1 this Baron.
No, that is 100% assured there. All right, so
this is the Hail Mary.
This is a very big Hail Mary. This is a harsh Hail Mary. Bakatar, he's going to go in onto Quest, but he flashes, does not get the position that he wants to. Puts a stinger in onto Bromane, who is very tanky, but still going to get shredded pretty hard. Going to survive. Burgundy Mist, though, picking up Yuruha, and that is going to be the bot lane overall of Washington going down. Double kill for solid gold. Tomo going to be left alive as Crab going down. And yeah, that has to be going down. Teleport coming in from solid gold. He is going to survive, or keep that minion going a little bit longer. And the base is going to be going down in shambles. Last Nexus turret going down. This is going to be Laurentian. First year JV League of Legends team moving on to take on their fellow Canadian team, University of British Columbia, a seasoned team at that.
That is an absolute